A very warm welcome to each one of you. I'm glad that you're joining me, and I am excited for you to be on this session today. And as you know, or if you didn't know, that I have done a postgraduate in international education with the University of Nottingham. So I have the expertise that I need for coaching and training as well as rapid transformation therapy. It's also a retreat school in the UK. And I was reflecting on how we often have experiences that have affected us in one way or the other, but we tend to ignore things and let them stay in the background, and we don't understand how those things are affecting us. And I kept thinking, surely it's a high time for us to take this seriously. And why this work is important, we not only do nervous system regulation, we also look at how can we help our performance in terms of how can I transform my life from the things that are holding me back. And essentially what I do, I help high performance professionals stay clear and effective whatever the circumstance that they're going through, whether in their personal lives or at work, which improves, gives them, they have better meetings, clearer thinkings, and they end up making decisions faster. As well as even family wise, you are regulated, you have better relationships with the people around you. And why is this important? It's because when your productivity or performance dipped, it's the moment you started feeling the mental overload, the overthinking, the hesitation. And you find that you spend more time being stuck than executing, which is a huge problem. How about speaking and handling issues under pressure? That ability goes down. There's the thing about absenteeism. It's not necessarily at work, it could be at home as well, could be being absent in relationships that are important to you. And there's better emotional regulation, which really helps. And in my previous work, we saw up to 28% reduction. That's a big number in absenteeism and a 20% increase in engagement, which is really huge. It was a big impact. And why psychological safety is important is because people feel free to speak up, to think, to contribute when their systems feel safe. And emotional regulation also helps that people don't spiral under pressure. Okay? And there's also some level of self-trust where you have less second guessing, more decisive actions. And your presence, you are fully in the room. You're not distracted or overwhelmed. Last time I talked about the lady who was standing giving her presentation for just 60 seconds, but you could tell how anxious she was. And in the long run, you build the resilience that you need, that is essential for life, especially in this age where we're dealing with AI and so many different things affecting us. And what is the cost of going on like that? You find that overwhelm grows, and at some point it becomes out of hand. There's a lot of overthinking, hesitation, burnout, and it shows up in all your meetings, in your decisions, your leadership, your relationships. So it's really important to make sure that we take our nervous systems out of the stress mode. And when nothing is wrong, that's the best time to do it, because when something is terribly wrong, it's Sorry, my the meeting thinks I'm not in the meeting. Yeah, so it's really important to make sure that we arrest these issues before they start impacting our lives greatly. So, reducing the communication, decision making speed, and essentially, it's helping you operate at a level that you are capable and you can show it. So, it's basically the combination of performance, nervous system regulation, and really making sure that we maintain our humanity, we maintain our dignity, and having the real transformation that goes with changing lives and making sure that our lives are better. And let me share my PowerPoint. Mm, this is a bit complicated at this point. Let me just go through the PowerPoint without sharing. And the number one thing I want to focus on this call today is to encourage you that you are not too much. It's just that the systems that are in place, they were set to see the people who are all over the place, the people who are loud. But what about us who aren't loud? That's why this presence work is really important, to make sure that you reclaim your authority and restore your unshakable confidence. I was reflecting yesterday about my childhood, and I was born, I'm the fifth born of a family of 9, and I realized that for a long time I couldn't ask for what I wanted, and I felt like I didn't want to bother anyone, so that people feel like, oh, she doesn't bother us, so we like her. That was my way of buying love. And I realized with time, I came up with this habit of not speaking up, and only speaking up when things are really bad, which is not a good thing at all. Things get messy, and it's something that you don't want to experience. And I realized, that term that they say, you have the brilliance, but you're invisible. Why? It's because you can actually do a lot. You can actually deliver so much in what your expertise is in, but the fact that you don't speak up, you don't have the courage, you don't feel safe to speak up, then opportunities pass you by. And this is what we are restoring, that the room should feel your presence, feel your capabilities the moment you walk in. And how do we make sure that happens? Is building in our authority. And this comes with regulation. There's no two way about it. Once you regulate yourself, once you build that confidence from within, oh my, it's gonna be seen all over. And number 2, finally, embody that confidence that you've built within you. The understanding that you know you have a lot to offer and there's no one else who can do what you do. Right? And number 3 is have this magnetic voice with you. And this comes with practicing how to speak, how to format what you say, It's really important. And number 4, last but not least, is building a powerful narrative around your story. Some of you might know why I got into this kind of work essentially is because I used to experience really extreme anxiety attacks, and I was like, you know what, I can't live my life like this. I don't want to pass down all this to my family. And I was like, I have to find a way out. And that's how I ended up here, making sure that you also don't become victims of this fear, this being run by patterns in your past, being your life being dominated by things that happened to you in the past. Because even as the scripture says, be changed or be re- uh, transformed by the renewing of your mind. It's really, really important. And how do you make sure you go from invisible to unforgettable? It's building that presence, the nervous system that says I'm safe, and people are just magnetic towards you because you have done the work and you have made sure that whatever you do, whatever you say, proves that you know what you're talking about. And this is not fake it till you make it. No, it's about building from inside out. And once you have all that, in 12 weeks 1-to-1, we do a lovely foundation for your nervous system to thrive, and then the embodiment, and then we go into the visibility. How do you make sure that people can feel and see this regulated person that you are? And finally, your legacy. What are you passing on? What are you doing in order to make sure that you look and feel and create the impact that you are looking to do, right? And I have a testimonial here of one of my clients, and she said, I had the title, I had the results, the track record, but I kept shrinking in rooms where I needed to speak up. And after this program, I walked into my next executive presentation and owned every second of it. For the first time in my career, I felt like I actually belonged at the table that I had earned. For sure. This didn't just happen in 12 weeks. She didn't get the certifications, the experience in those 12 weeks. What she did was to change her presence, and it delivered the results for her. I really love this. Amazing. And just to encourage you as I come to the end of this call, that you are ready. You have always been ready. You just didn't know how to present your readiness to everyone, to the world, so that they know you for who you are and what kind of legacy that you want to have. And I'd like to encourage you to make sure you have booked your call so that we can map out the strategy based on where you have been and where you want to go. This is extremely customized because everyone's story is different. But guess what? Each one of us desires this transformation, this life that we feel I really deserved it, right? And that's where the journey starts. That's where the journey to your amazing destination, amazing life, amazing legacy that you want to build starts. And I'd like to leave you with a quote that says, chance favored the prepared mind. And we are not taking chance here. What we are doing is we are preparing ourselves for the legacy that we want to see and embody every day in our lives. So thank you so much for being here, and we are going to interact more in the next call that we'll be having. And also make sure that I'll see you in your breakthrough strategy call. Have a lovely time.